Meeting of February 11th, 2019. If we could please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Lorraine, if you could do the roll call.
Mr. Nixon?
Here.
Mrs. Diglio?
Here.
Mr. Flynn? Mr. Schlaffer?
Here.
Mayor LaFois?
Here, and Deputy Mayor Flynn called ahead to be excused. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this regular meeting was given to the two newspapers of record and posted on the official bulletin board on January 4th, 2019. All right, so everyone should have received the minutes for the special, regular, and executive meetings of January 28th, 2019. Do we have any changes, deletions, amendments, corrections?
They were called in ahead of time.
Okay. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I will make a motion to approve the minutes of the special, regular, and executive session of January 28th with the changes that were called in previously.
Okay.
I'll second that.
I have a motion to approve the special, regular, and executive meeting minutes from 1/28, 2019 by Councilwoman Diglio, a second by Councilman Dixon. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio?
Yes.
Mr. Schlaffer?
Yes.
Mayor LaFois?
Yes. At this point in the meeting, the Town Council welcomes comments from any member of the public on any topic. To help facilitate an orderly meeting and to permit the opportunity for anyone who wishes to be heard, speakers are asked to take one turn at the microphone and please limit their comments to 5 minutes. The clerk will keep time. If reading from a prepared statement, please provide a copy and email a copy to the clerk's office after making your comments so it may be properly reflected in the minutes. Do we have anyone who wishes to speak at this point? No? All right. Seeing none, we will close that portion of the meeting. We'll move on to council and manager reports. So a couple of things. I just want to congratulate the Newton Mock Trial team. They've won that second round last week, and now they're going on to the Northern Regional Finals on February 26th. It's my birthday, so good luck. Hopefully that means good luck. But as you'll recall, this is the first time that they had made it to the finals and won the county. So the first time going on to the bigger event, and now they've won that, and they're going on to the Northern Regionals. So we wish them the best of luck, and after that, then we go on to the states to compete against Central and South Jersey. So that's exciting. As Tom mentioned in his weekly newsletter on February 5th, we had a meeting with Sussex County Community College just to get some updates. So right now they're currently running classes, auto mechanic and welding classes out of the property that they're leasing, McGuire property, and continue to work through some environmental issues. So it was nice to just kind of get an update from them, and they'll continue to update us as they move forward. As many of you know, we conducted budget hearings last Wednesday, February 6th, and then again on Saturday, February 9th. As I stated during the budget hearings, I get excited going through the budget process. It's just great to have the opportunity to interact with our department heads and our teams and hear about the great work that they did over the year, but then what they're anticipating to do on a lean and mean budget for this year. And so again, Tom, I want to thank you and your team, all the department heads, certainly Dawn Babcock as a CFO, and everyone for their time that they put in last Wednesday and on Saturday, and for putting forth a great budget. I know that we had some robust conversation, and you're going to continue, or you have already been continuing to work on some of the revisions that we requested, and so look forward to getting that final product. I also want to congratulate Tom for being reselected as chairman of the statewide what's the full name? Statewide Insurance. Statewide Insurance, thank you. So number one, it's great. I think that Newton has representation, but number two, I think it's even better that we have a leadership role. And so, Tom, I know that's additive, but want to thank you for continuing to lead that group. We've seen lots of benefits as we've participated over the last probably 8 or 9 years, right? Okay. Also excited about the upcoming planning board meeting, because I know that we're going to be working through some of the Thor Labs plans. So again, the planning board meetings, like the council meetings, are open to the public, and encourage anyone who is interested to attend those meetings as well. And that's all I have for tonight. Deputy Mayor Flynn is not here. Councilwoman Diglio?
Okay. I attended the Sussex County League of Municipality meeting on January 30th at the Mohawk House, and Deputy Mayor Flynn was also present. Senator Steve Arojo spoke on the subject of Path to Progress, and it's something that we've discussed previously, and it has the need for support, which the council has already done. We did a resolution last month for that, to support that resolution, or I should say for that progress. And then I do have a meeting, depending on the weather, tomorrow with the First Aid Squad, and, well, actually, no, tomorrow's the Chamber, and Wednesday will be the First Aid Squad.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I got a message on the way to the meeting that the governor's already issued a state of emergency starting at midnight, and that the Newton Public Schools have already issued a closing for tomorrow. So we'll continue to watch the weather, and as always, I know our DBW team is on full alert, and I believe is already brined.
They have.
I think I saw that already. I believe actually the state's already done their portion as well. Councilman Schaffer?
I was not at the last meeting that followed my EDC meeting, so I didn't get to give you guys a report, but it was a really energizing night. It was a total think tank. It was fantastic. The conversation was so fervent that we actually went overtime and kind of had to cut things short, like kind of mid-sentence. We were going full steam ahead. I expect I'll be able to report back with some more concrete adoptions of the ideas after our next meeting, or at our next council meeting. I'm going to converse with some people. So I'll have a report, like I said, a little more concrete at the end of the month. But without giving too much away, we came up with some great ways to generate community involvement with our merchants, as well as some new events, business operation advice, and marketing opportunities to help inject rocket fuel into the new local businesses. This is going to be incredible. We're going to see the EDC really take a big step towards helping Spring Street and those local merchants up there.
Good, thank you. Councilman Dixon?
There was no Board of Ed meeting between the last time we met and today, so I have nothing there. I'm just going to reiterate what I said on Saturday and what you already alluded to, that thank you to all professionals and Tom and everybody, all the staff, for the wonderful job they did for preparing the budget, and thank you to everybody who came out and sat through the budget hearings.
Mr. Russo?
Just a couple of reminders. Court is canceled for tomorrow. Senior shuttle as well. Recycling was moved to Wednesday. Offices possibly will be closed tomorrow. Keep you posted. And we will be closed on Monday the 18th for President's Day. That's it.
Okay. All right, so we are going to move on to ordinances. Tonight we have introduction of ordinance 2019-1, an ordinance amending section 240-3.c regarding site plan approval, and section 320.34 revising generator regulations in the town of Newton. Do I have someone who wants to introduce the ordinance?
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance 2019-1.
And I will second that.
I have a motion by Councilman Dixon and a second by Councilwoman Diglio for introduction of ordinance 2019-1. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio?
Yes.
Mr. Schlaffer?
Yes.
Mayor LaFois?
Yes. We're moving faster tonight than I can write. All right, we are going to then move to old business. We have Resolution 56-2019, a resolution authorizing global settlement with Newton West LTD regarding tax. And at this point, if we could have our attorney, Ms. Leo, read into the record a portion.
Yeah, just this agreement was reached late in time, so I'd just like to explain the essence of it and basically go through the essential
Please do.
paragraphs of the
Thank you.
resolution 56-2019. So there are several whereas paragraphs. The first is whereas in 2010 through 2018, Newton West LTD had filed separate tax appeals and motions against the town of Newton before the New Jersey Tax Court for its commercial real estate property, and those are 9 docket numbers that are currently pending. And the essence of the agreement reached is that Newton West will withdraw its 2011 through 2016 tax court appeals for the subject property, will also withdraw its motion for motion for judgment under the New Jersey Freeze Act in connection with docket numbers from 2010, 11, and 12, and will waive any and all rights and claims and requests for a Chapter 91 reasonableness hearing for the 2011 docket. Also, the parties agreed to settle the 2017 and 2018 docketed appeals, and the town will adjust the total assessment on the property to $8,750,000 for the 2017 tax year, $8,500,000 for the 2018 tax year, and a further reduction to $8,150,000 for the 2019 tax year, and the 3 tax years, 2020 through 2022, thereafter by way of an administrative book change and a future mutually agreeable appeal submission, provided there are no substantive changes at the property, including added assessments, a municipal-wide reevaluation or reassessment, or any other deviation or interruption as stated under the Freeze Act. So therefore, the town is considering and is authorizing town staff and professionals to execute a stipulation of settlement, a letter agreement, and other documents consistent with this resolution. Thank you.
And the council has received the copy of that to the same. So do I have a resolution to move, or a motion to move Resolution 56, 2019?
I will make a motion to move Resolution 56-2019.
And I'll second the motion.
All right, I have a motion to approve Resolution 56, 2019 by Councilwoman Diglio and a second by Councilman Schlaffer. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio?
Yes.
Mr. Schlaffer?
Yes.
Mayor LaBrus?
Yes, many years in the making. I want to thank our professionals and Tom for your diligence on this outstanding issue. At this point, we'll move forward with a consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the Town Council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Tom, can you move or go through these resolutions?
Sure. Resolution 57 is the annual Safe and Secure Grant Program application. 58 is an extension of the contract with Bruton Tire for auto repair. Resolution 59 is approves appropriation reserve transfers. 60 is the purchase of salt and grit, which we'll meet tomorrow. Resolution 61 is compliance with the EEOC guidance on consideration of certain records and employment decisions under Title VII. 62, it cancels certain checks outstanding in municipal court. We have a couple board appointments, Resolution 63, and then bills and vouchers is 64.
All right, are there any questions or comments on any of these 8 resolutions from the council or any that wish to be pulled for further discussion?
Not for me.
Councilwoman Diglio, for you?
Nope.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I will second that motion.
I have a motion to approve the consent agenda by Councilman Dixon and a second by Councilwoman Diglio. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio?
Yes.
Mr. Schlaffer?
Yes.
Mayor LaBrus?
Yes. I don't think we need an intermission 15 minutes into the meeting. Any further items for discussion, Mr. Russo?
Not at this time, Mayor.
All right, so we will reopen the meeting to the public. First of all, I want to thank you for coming out. We always appreciate when we have folks that attend the meeting. Do we have anybody wishing to address the council at this time? Please state your name and address for the record.
Michael Malone, 59 Trinity Street here in town.
Hello, Mr. Malone.
I would like to, well, first of all, I wonder, can you spend $9.95 and get some kind of a door stop like you have here on this door out on the front door instead of that little rubber thing that gets kicked out and you get locked out sometime? Please take that into consideration
Will do.
with the budget.
Okay. Which I know you sat through the hearings, which we appreciate. So.
Well, there must be money in there somewhere. All right, I want to spend a few moments adding to the suggestion that I had the other night about videotaping, as we picked up from Dan's idea of walking through the way we get our water through the entire system, and I suggested making a videotape of that. And after I left here, I got thinking about, well, videotaping, how about that for a number of other things? Maybe even, like by the time we get finished, if you do everything, it might even be another department in the town. There are a number of things that could be. One of the first things that came to my mind is the upcoming dedication of the new firehouse that will be put in and probably last for 100 or 200 years in the system. There are a number of other things too that happen in town, like Fireman's Parade, other parades that we have in town. A number of things that the children do in schools that I'm sure home videotapes are available for a lot of those. We have, I think in the springtime, we have a tour around town, the historical committee, I think, maybe not them, but one of those committees has a round of making, I guess it's just the old houses in town. You can correct me on that, whatever that amounts to. Isn't there a group that goes around to the various old houses every year? No?
We do have a historic walking tour map of the town.
That could be videotaped too, perhaps. A number of other things too that happened at high school. They have plays, children's, elementary school, middle school, have various things that they do that could be put in for people that can't get to see them at the time they're put on. And perhaps even go back further, you might find, and Wayne McCabe and probably a lot of some of the other historians in town, whether they have movies or photographs of the town years and years ago. And one of the things I was thinking of is possibly if there's a film or pictures of the DL&W Railroad that used to be in town. Pictures of the old stations. Still, the freight house is still there. Maybe a picture of them installing the railroad line through town all the way up to the creamery. And I know there are films on doing that with the cutoff. I don't know whether any of you have ever seen that or not. That's very interesting, the way they made the cutoff through Andover and Green. And well, as I say, oh yes, another thing possibly you might do is the businesses in town, the retail businesses. You might have interviews with various of those people that have businesses, and that might help their business, and it might also be interesting to people in town who don't know that all these businesses are there. All of the businesses, not just some of them, but all of them that are willing. And perhaps Mr. Cable would allow a video of his business. Would be very, very interesting for people that probably could not make a tour through his plant. And like I say, there are probably 100 other things that I am not aware of that you may all be aware of, and maybe your friends can tell you once this, if this ever gets started to do this. Would be interesting for the town, good sales position for the town too. And yeah, well, there's a whole lot of other things, but I don't want to take any more time. You get the idea that
Yep.
what I have in mind. There.
Good.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you again for being
Thank
at the
you.
budget hearings and for the suggestion. Councilman Schaffer, this came up during the portion where we were talking with DPW and water sewer and, Deputy Mayor Flynn resurrecting the idea of having an open house up at the at the water plant. And then Mr. Malone during public suggested that we should videotape kind of a walkthrough as an explanation of the site, because we think that a lot of business owners and residents certainly maybe are not aware of the beautiful plant that we have up there, and that as being an asset and amenity of the town. So this is a further conversation along those lines. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, seeing them, we'll close that portion of the meeting. Any further council or manager comments? Councilwoman Diglio?
Not at this time.
Councilman Schlaffer?
I was wondering if we could invite the weekend bag program back, either next meeting or the following. I'll have something to present for them on behalf of the council.
Isabel
You're saying the-
Costello.
Yeah.
Yeah, some logo mock-ups, some stuff that I was able to get done for them, obviously just as an appreciation for what they do for the town.
Okay, Mr. Russo, can you coordinate that with Mr. Schlaffer? And,
Yep.
okay. Anything else?
Not for me.
Councilman Dixon?
Nothing for me. No.
Mr. Russo?
Not at this time, Mayor, thank you.
All right, and we have no executive session this evening, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn at 7:22.
I will make the motion to adjourn at 7:22.
Second.
I have a motion to adjourn by Councilwoman Diglio and a second by Councilman Dixon. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Have a great evening. Stay warm tomorrow and